Our next story is a little unconventional for Wildside, but we believe it has a home here. A Lavergne family is growing inside what normally grows wild outside, and they're using natural resources that are often wasted to help feed their new and bustling business.
As natural sunlight penetrates the protective windows around these packages, a misty fog allows humidity to ebb and flow, as if this were all happening outside.
I was working on a farm, and at that farm I got the opportunity to go take a class to learn how to grow mushrooms. On this side we've got a few lion's mane down low, some baby black king oysters, and then up top here I've got some indoor growing shiitakes.
In Tennessee, where the changing seasons are not always sure where they belong, this little outbuilding purchased by Hunter Dorton's parents is a way to work around the unpredictable weather, allowing for a controlled year-round production of mushrooms.
We've just started replicating that natural environment inside so that we can cultivate the strains that we want to grow, and we don't have to wait on the environment outside to be suitable for the mushrooms to fruit. We can force that all the time, and we can grow multiple strains in one small space. And you'd be surprised, we can grow 70 pounds of food a week in a 10 by 10 space.
The base in each bag, the source of fuel for growing, is sawdust, an agricultural byproduct that would often just go to waste if not for its ability to produce this food.
You can feed people with it, and then you end up feeding the soil back with it again after you've done growing on it, which in turn grows healthy plants and food and fruit that you can eventually feed people with yet again. So it's kind of a circle all the time with it, which is cool.
Educating other people is a shared strategy for the Dortons, especially since Rachel had to be convinced.
My whole life, I picked them out of everything I ate. So there was always a tiny pile of mushrooms, but they were always canned or like buttons and portobellos, and those were just not, I don't know, I never liked them. It was a texture thing. The first time we foraged for them in our woods, we got a good amount of oyster mushrooms.
We made fried chicken and waffles as like
really
a
good.
vegan chicken and waffles with the oyster mushrooms.
Yeah.
And they were great. They were great,
Yeah.
incredible. And I think that kind of turned her over to
Yeah.
a mushroom
It tasted
enjoyer
like
after
chicken,
that, 'cause-
so it was,
yeah.
I was like, oh, I can do this. I've never had a mushroom taste like that.
The chestnut mushrooms are really good sauteed. You can eat them by themselves, or they're great paired with like a steak, burgers. You can get them crispy too, so don't be afraid to like overcook them. Mushrooms cell walls are made of chitin, so the heat actually breaks down the chitin and allows your body to digest it and get all the available nutrients from it. And the stems you can cook too, so when you take them home, you might feel they feel really firm, but we have sauteed them. They leave like a little crunch. It's a nice texture difference.
Okay. Farmers markets like this one in Nolansville are the most popular places for selling their products and a one-on-one opportunity to talk with their customers.
The lion's mane is really fun because it can kind of taste like seafood. So it's kind of weird because it can taste like a crab cake if you don't over season it. But then if you season it well, it'll taste like chicken. It's a really weird mushroom. So me coming from a place where I'm like, I don't eat mushrooms, to like, this one tastes like chicken.
It's really nice talking to the people who grow your food, who can tell you the most about it, from the very beginning to the end. I don't know, just the most information and make you feel more comfortable with it. Yeah.
We first met Hunter, Rachel, and their children at a Christmas market in Thompson Station. It was the combination of their family being all together and the creative professional setting that attracted our attention.
I have a marketing degree, and so I use that for our business at farmers markets and things like that. So I've just utilized that skill set in a different way, but my passion is definitely in the science of mycology or just general agricultural practices. It's fascinating.
Hunter's vision, along with Rachel's mom encouraging them to build a home-based business while also homeschooling their children, Drew, Kelsey, and Grayson, is what led them to this full family adventure.
They like the culture of the markets. They like seeing people out shopping and getting local produce to support their communities. And it's important to us for them to see those values, that this adds back to your community, this helps your environment.
The Dortons also sell hemp products and call their home-based business Hemp and Shrooms.
The hemp comes in with just overall helping people. So people come to us to look for an alternative. So if they need help sleeping or just things like that.
But this family of 5 often finds itself just trying to help people understand.
We really want to bring like the family environment around the mushrooms and change the taboo about mushrooms. But we get a lot of people coming by and asking like, you can grow psychedelic mushrooms? And we're like, no, you can't. We're not. These are edible, fresh gourmet mushrooms.
Yeah.
An alternative, sustainable food source, as well as healthier living, is what the Dortons believe is the driving force behind their business now and what will help it grow in the years ahead.
Our goal for the future, when we have a little bit more infrastructure, would be to be able to bring in farms' unused hemp stalks and grind them up and chip them up and then grow mushrooms from the hemp stalks, because usually that also just gets burned. But from some of the research that I've done, hemp stalks specifically contain a good amount of nutrients for mushrooms to grow from, and you're going to then in turn create a very healthy mushroom. It's just always thinking about ways to be sustainable and then regenerate things, and instead of just using them and using them and using them until there's no more.
$8 for the half-pound box. They're all half-pound boxes, or we can do 2 for $15.
I'm Annette Noel Hall on The Wild Side.
There's more information about their business and some unique and interesting ways to prepare mushrooms for meals. That's all on our website, wildsidetv.com. We also remind you that not all mushrooms are edible, so use care and caution if you forage on your own.
Tennessee's Wild Side has been a presentation of the Jackson Foundation in association with Rockwater TV.